Hello, Blazua Gaji, which is apparently how I start these now. Welcome to my awesome health journey. I'm Brett Dupree, and I'm not having a stroke. Today, I'm talking about that it is okay with being okay, which is what I've been thinking about a lot in the last, I guess, kind of 12 days since I posted the last post and thinking about my stupid brain and how it goes against. But there's something else that's been kind of bugging me. The feeling that I want to be doing more in life than what I'm doing now, to not be a failure, to not be, to live up to my potential. And I noticed that sort of the pressure it puts on me, that I don't think really other people put on me. There have been many instances where people have told me that I'm special, especially growing up as a little boy and a cute little kid. But I'm not going to do something like blaming my parents for trying to put unreal expectations on me or anything like that. I don't think it's anything like that, to be honest. Uh, I mean, maybe I was praised more for being smart than being hardworking, but I think most people were my age, right? And, like, that's not, I don't think that's like a huge, yeah. I'm basically, this is not like, I was raised wrong type of post. This is more about me being a 45-year-old adult who has perfect agency in his life and is just thinking about how much pressure I put on myself to not be forgotten, to not, to have a life worth living, to find meaning, to find purpose. And there's a part of me, especially with personal growth, personal development, of getting into this like awesome state and flow until like everything aligns. And I was talking to my psyche helper, friend, practitioner, the person doing psyche with, about this. But it was like the idea of finding something that will do something that gets me to where I want to go, and that leads me into doing something. I think I talked about this on this channel, about like doing something, not getting the results, and quitting, doing something, not getting the results, and quitting, getting, trying to get into good alignment with it, feeling good, listening to my intuition, and then it not working, and then quitting. And I remember, quite frankly, when I figured out, I don't really want to be a life coach, because like I'm not the best of working one-on-one, but I do like, teaching, and helping people in that regards, and I like that part of life coaching in a sense, but I like that part of, yeah, as I try to work on this part of my life where I once again trying to discover what I want and what I want to do, but just not really feeling it. But there's a part of me, especially a couple weeks ago, especially being alone, looking at my life and all the things about my life in the future, and like not really having a clear vision was starting to really get to me, starting to make me feel kind of down. And I just have to realize that I need to be okay with being okay. I need to be okay with not reaching something, right? Not getting somewhere, because I notice when I put too much emphasis on like living up to that ideal of, trying to live a fulfilled, rich life and making the most out of this gift, it leads me to chase. It leads me to believe things and not really look at the reality of the situation, especially with my perchance, is that the right word? No, but my predilection, if you know that word, predilection, there's this desire to kind of disassociate with the reality, to protect myself so that I can look at my life on how I want it to be instead of really paying attention to now. Like thinking about such as my last relationship, that I could have, I don't know if it would have worked out if I would have really established my boundaries and really put into what I want in a relationship, instead of believing that the universe brought this person to me and this was my, like a person I can spend the rest of my life with, and think of the serendipities of that situation and how we just clicked so well, and that the universe was bringing us together to create something amazing, but instead of like, sometimes you got to do the work, and sometimes, maybe you got to let go sooner. Um, yeah, because I think to myself, like, one of the things I regret is getting back together after she broke up with me. Even though we had good times, I have great memories. Actually, one of my favorite memories of Christmas, giving our kids great presents, happened after that. But thinking about it, and thinking about how that year actually was overall as a whole, of course, hindsight is 2020. But part of it was that belief in magic, that belief in like things work out, and not really just sitting down and really thinking. And also because you want the heart in your decisions, you want your intuition, but you also want some logic and reasoning in there, right? You want to really get down into it and really think about it, and sometimes that's a hard thing. And so I think that comes with being okay with just being. And I know that feels almost like another reaching, especially if you come from my area of personal growth and personal development, which I did put a decent amount in studying the idea of enlightenment, which is this ideal of not suffering by not desiring. Desire equals suffering in some sects of Buddhism. But I think it's more along the lines of like, I make these videos because I want to make these videos. Like the last one got 6 views. Some get 7 views on the YouTubes. And maybe a couple likes. Most don't get comments. I love comments. I love validation. But a lot of these videos don't give me validation. But I do them because I like doing them. They help me think things out. They help me share. And once in a while, someone's like, oh man, that thing you shared, that helped me. And I love that. I love the fact that something I could share and put out there could help somebody. And that fuels me. And I like that. I like sharing. I like just putting this video out there and getting my thoughts aligned, and to get to a point where I think it can help someone. And I think these videos are a good example of what I'm thinking about in the last couple weeks, of just doing something because I like doing it, not because it'll get me to where I believe I need to be. That's kind of what they talk about in a sense of like being in alignment or whatever. But I don't want to think of it that way, because I think for me, at least, that's still reaching for something other than being, which is something I just need to work on at this point. I need to work on, chopping wood, sweeping the floor, gathering water, and just being fine with that. And if something comes up, be fine with that. And just do my best with what comes with me, with the reality of that situation. Of course, dream and have ideas and look for the future, look for goals, and feel good about things. But at the same time, being fine with that some days I'm just not going to feel like doing anything. Some days I'm not going to have a vision. Not every day do I need to be super happy, fun, joyous expansion guy. Some days I just need to sit down and watch TV all day and just veg and eat cherries, which suck this year. At least the ones I got. But they probably have better fiber and technically are better for me, being less sugar, because they are kind of tart. But you know what I'm saying. It's kind of like just working on being okay with being okay, and really accepting. But not accepting to get accepting. Not accepting to become enlightened. Not accepting so I can reach some Buddhist ideal that I read once in a book on Zen by Ashwanda, or John Kahn, or Matt Kahn, that's that guy's name. Not that I have to reach that kind of ideal, but, to reach the ideal of, like, just, being someone I'm proud of. And some days, it's just not, I just need to just bring that bowl and that cup to the kitchen, and maybe that's all I need to do, right? Make my room a little cleaner, make my life a little better, but not worry about changing the world and making everyone joyous and happy, and making this world just It is what it is. Well, that's 10 minutes. Anyway, I love you for who you are. Thank you for watching. And you are worthy.